a few things before I started documenting, so let's kind of go over it. I replaced the stock headlight with the aftermarket one. This one was 10 bucks. I painted the housing white. The tank came bare metal. They had sandblasted it, but it sat in my garage for about a year and it started to rust, so I acid washed this with vinegar and some other, and then onto some harsher chemicals, sanded it down, and then cleared it with a 2K clear coat that I bought on the internet that's supposed to be resistant to gas if I spill any. I have all the knee pads and the emblems, but they're off right now until I'm done with everything. What else? I changed the grips and the control switches and the throttle housing. And like I said, I didn't know how to do any of this when I started, so I kind of wanted to document this and show other bikers that you don't need to be kind of a pro at this to go and try and do stuff. I added these mirrors. Oh, it didn't have mirrors either, so that's one of the things that made it illegal. So I added these on to these grips, which did not come together, so there's going to be quite a bit of modification. New switches, and as you can see, they're not wired up yet because half of the functions here the bike doesn't have. And so right now I'm going through the nightmare of figuring out how to wire it, because there were half the wires just chopped off the harness because I didn't have those features when I got the bike. I also added some steel braided nylon wrapped hoses, a new fuel filter, aftermarket one, not the kind of the see-through plastic ones, the little drain spout. Before, when I got the bike, it didn't have anything. It would just drip right into the crankcase. And I'm saying a lot of these things like crankcase and fuel filters, and I didn't know any of this stuff when I started this. It's really just watching YouTube videos and learning stuff like how to kind of de-rust metal and coat it, and why I have to use 2K paint as opposed to like Krylon. And this actually has 7 or 8 coats of clear on it. What else? So what you're going to see me do over the course of these videos is I'm going to build a carbon fiber seat pan that I designed myself. I'm going to chop it right here and build everything out of foam. I installed this brake light, which is an aftermarket brake light and turn signal in one. I'm doing this all on a budget because I changed jobs in February of 2014. It's now November, and I started my own business. All of my money's going into that, so I don't have a budget at all. So that's why this is I think this is like a $7 or $12 tail light. This right here is a $10 headlight. $10 for both grips, $10 for this switch assembly, $10 for this switch assembly. So I mean, we're talking really cheap. Bought this off of this tubing off of eBay. I think it was like 10 bucks for like 10 feet. These were $1.50 each. Home Depot, it's like 20 cents a foot. So you're gonna see how well this comes out on no budget. Gonna do stuff like etch, polish, take off the paint off of this, polish it up, and then etch it with acid. Probably paint this black. You can see that I kind of sanded the fins to make it a little bit more silver, but I think I'm going to paint it black and then sand it again to go and have that kind of silver finned look. Took off the rear pegs and the rear fender, as you can see. Going to change out the battery. It's one of the expensive things. You go with an anti-gravity 4-cell, which is really small because I'm not going to have a lot of space. It's still going to stay right here. Some of the other custom stuff that I'm going to do is I bought an instrument cluster. That was the most expensive thing, around $80, but I'm going to build out of sheet metal my own kind of little gauge holder. So every once in a while I'll take out the video and show the process, and I hope you tune in and check out the progress. Hopefully this will go away, this jumble of wires. I printed out a bunch of wiring diagrams, and it's looking like I might have to go and redo the whole wiring harness because a lot of stuff was just cut because when I bought the bike it wasn't being used. So that's it. Welcome to my home garage, and talk to you guys later.